Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I want to start off by saying that any and all thoughts and opinions are just that, thoughts and opinions. In no way am I sharing professional advice when it comes to physical and mental health. These videos are simply for fun and to provide my thoughts on the topic. Do not send any hate to anyone I talk about, and please be kind in the comments. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome. We're going to get back to more Amberlynn Reid content today. This is the third part of the drunk live stream, which hopefully there won't be too many more. I've got a bunch of stuff to get through, primarily the last Alexis video and a whole heap of foodie beauty content, as well as two more live streams from Amber, but we're going to try getting into it right now and get through it as fast as we can.
I appreciate you guys, of course. Erica and Valentine seem sus as fuck. Love you, Amber. Those are the same people, but yes, thank you.
The moment that Brittany and Erica really came on and they had their first two interviews with, I believe it was Apathetic Facts and Oh Lordy It's Geordie, like they contradicted themselves multiple times, which you only do that if you're a liar, so I immediately knew for a fact that they weren't telling the truth. On top of all of that, I just don't agree with the things they did, because how do you really get on the internet, especially with someone who's supposed to be a therapist? And if you're dealing with anyone's sort of like emotional well-being or whatever, how do you have that type of job or be in that type of job and still think it's appropriate to essentially catfish, manipulate, and lead someone on to believing there was some sort of relationship there? And as far as I'm concerned, if you're willing to gamble your relationship, which, no offense, Brittany has gone on the record to say that her partner has cheated on her multiple times, so why would you think it would be any different again? Like, no offense, but if Erica's got a stray 2 times already, why wouldn't she do that a third time? Like, it's stupid. Like, you're a glutton for punishment at that point.
Yeah, I always try to see the good in people, like truly, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart. That's just like the person that I am.
No, Amber, you don't actually see the good in people. What you do is you see the bad in people that allows you to justify your own actions. So if someone does something bad that you also do, by proxy of defending them, you're defending your own actions. And that's the only reason why you defend other people and try to see the good in people, because you want to defend yourself.
Do I still play Fortnite? It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
I'm gonna wager the person she used to talk to who liked playing Fortnite probably doesn't talk to her anymore, so all of a sudden now she no longer is interested in it.
I'm not smug. I don't know what that means. Alexis? Alexa, what does smug mean?
Smug is an adjective that describes someone who is self-satisfied, complacent, or correct. This sentiment usually irks or is not warranted.
Okay. Maybe sometimes.
To break to you, mate, the majority of the times you're very smug. You're also arrogant, egotistical, and just downright narcissistic.
Y'all, I don't even care. Like, it's fine. Like, we'll be fine. I promise. I should read The Coldest Winter. I haven't read in like literally forever. Someone said be smug. Who cares? Literally. Like, that's not gonna hurt nobody. I'm also Delulu.
Alright guys, I'm just going to quickly make a note here and just say I'm going to skip over anytime she says delusional or delulu. I have family members who suffer with borderline personality disorders as well as schizophrenia and stuff like that. They suffer from audio and physical hallucinations and delusions. They become extremely violent and have done some pretty messed up stuff, and I've had to witness that both as a kid and as an adult, and it's just something I'd rather not get into, and it just irks me every single time I hear her say delulu or delusional.
I'm also like fat. I'm also like narcissistic.
I don't understand why she puts fat as a character flaw, because the character flaw is more so to do with your personality and like traits that you have that are more so negative that impact your overall morality as a person. Like, being fat is not a personality trait, so therefore it's not a character flaw. You just being overweight is part of what you are and not who you are as a person.
Like, I'm all the bad things. It's fine. Just come for me. It's fine. Like, I will be fine.
I don't understand why Amber thinks that she needs to really be stuck in her negative traits. Like, you don't have to be like that. You can change over time. Human beings are created imperfect. We learn from everything we do on a daily basis. We started off not being able to walk, then we started to walk. We couldn't talk, now we talk. You know, these type of things. We develop over time. Change the negative things about you so that way you can be a better person, and that way people will stop criticizing you. That's why people criticize you, because you just refuse to change.
I'm bald. Yes, I'm bald as well. I'm balding. I'm old. I have gray hair. I got the menopause. Like, we can keep going.
The majority of the things that you pointed out had nothing to do with your personality type and more so just growing older with age. Like, things are going to sag, things are going to gray, things are going to fall out or off or whatever it may be. You know, men are not going to go through menopause, but women are going to go through menopause. It's just, you know, part of being an adult and growing up. It's not really something you can criticize because everyone's going to go through it at one stage or another.
Nobody is perfect. Yes, Cheryl. That is correcto. That is correcto. I'm manipulative. Okay. Keep it up.
People like Cheryl are the reason why people like Amber don't change, because you have people that try to justify their bad actions by saying, well, people aren't perfect. Yeah, no shit. Nobody's perfect. No one's going to achieve the ideal of perfection because human beings are imperfect. We don't want perfect. We want you to see the error of your ways and actually change and become a better person. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be better than you were before.
We're doing really good here. Roast me, actually. Roast me. This is your only opportunity. Fingerlin is real. You can ask Tommy.
And there goes the last lingering shred of my bisexuality.
We have the same birthday and a chihuahua and 2 cats. Hey, twin. I'm only 1/3 of you, though. Oh.
Oh, damn, that was brutal.
That was sweet. Thank you. I mean, sometimes I be looking ugly. I'm not gonna lie. Homewrecker Lynn. Yes. Scissor Lynn. I've tried. Send them Strawberry Hill. I'm obsessed. Strawberry Hill is like, you'd have to understand the lore. I'll explain it later. But yes, I'll send them Strawberry Hill for sure.
You need to understand the lore. She's acting like this is Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones, for Christ's sakes. No, there is no lore. You just shit on a poor innocent person who was trying to do something nice for you.
Why are you talking like that? This is who I am every single day. And I've been told countless times, be your true self. Like, why aren't you your true self on camera? Because y'all, I don't know. I would rather be hated for who I'm not than hated for who I am.
Of course, that's just a color. She doesn't actually know who she is because her personality is dependent completely on the people she hangs around.
If we're being like 100% honest. So, show my legs. All right. Can you imagine? No. Stop with that. H3 made fun of me. No. That's a lie. There's no way.
Makes a lot of sense that Amber is a H3 fan because honestly, Ethan Klein is just a massive jackass, and I don't understand how he has such a progressive following considering a lot of the stuff that he has done. Like, I understand if, you know, you shouldn't really be held accountable for things you've done, you know, years ago, but at the same time, it's the same man who refuses to really accept the fact and apologize that he's made a plethora of racist jokes, homophobic jokes, jokes about people being unalived. He's doxed people, innocent people, and then instead of learning his lesson, he tried to dox the person he wanted to dox originally. So he's not a very good person, honestly.
This is not the you that you show us. I know. And this is the real me.
Amber, you don't even know who the real you is, let alone, you know, to tell the difference between the real you and a fake you.
And a lot of you do not like her. It's fine because I'm actually really annoying. I talk in different accents. I say the same word repeatedly, like hectic and nair, and I'm just really fucking annoying. That's who I am. And you guys don't see that on a what's it called? A vlog, because how am I going to do that? Because I'm not really like engaging type deal. So
I mean, for the most part, most people really have like filler words and certain quirks and stuff that they say on a daily basis. Like, even myself, I say things like sick and hectic a lot. I have a lot of, you know, filler words like actually and exactly like that. So it's not per se more so that people would be really be annoyed. It's the fact that you have such a over inflection on things and you constantly like over exaggerate and point them out, which really is the thing that people have the issue with. Or at least for me anyway, like if someone has a particular quirk or phrase or saying or whatever it is, I have understanding because I myself do that. So as long as you're not over emphasizing it or over dramatizing it in order to like point it out, it doesn't really bother me in the slightest. Something that does really annoy me though is when people ask the same questions over and over again. If I tell you I'm fine, I'm fine. I'm okay. Like if there's something wrong, I'll tell you that there is something wrong. Do not ask me if are you fine 10 times in a row, because then I'm going to get angry and then I'm going to snap.
Yeah. Shame she's a lesbian. I find Amber beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very much. I am a lesbian though. I am. I'm very much I'm strictly clitly. Okay. That's all I want.
I try to avoid speculating on people's sexuality and gender simply because it's not really my place to do so, and I don't like when people do it to me. So I will try to remain somewhat respectful in this, but my personal opinion on Amber is that she's not so a lesbian because that's an attraction for her. It may be, and it probably is, but I think it's more so the fact that women are more likely to stay in abusive relationships, and women are more likely to take care of their partners who are more so housebound or in need of being taken care of. And men are less likely to really be that type of person to actually do that. Not saying it doesn't happen, it does happen, it's just less likely to happen. And I think more so Amber would probably give her attention and relationship values to anyone who's willing to really give her enough attention, whether it's male or female, because Amber likes to really jump on board with potential bisexuality when it's okay, or when men are giving her attention, or when her partner is potentially bisexual.
She can't scissor, more like bolt cropping. I don't know what that means.
I'm not gonna lie, when I got to this part, I was hysterical for a good 2 or 3 minutes. Like, I could not breathe by the time I was finished laughing. And Amber, you need to look what bolt cutters are, because you'll understand the meaning of it, and it is flat out hilarious.
I don't know what that means. But I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're right. Unsub, okay. I loved you while you were here. I'll love you while you're gone. Where's my drink at? I love you too, Jan. I have obesity. That is correct. That is correct. I was very much diagnosed that. So I was also diagnosed with ASMR. It was a moment for sure.
I'm pretty sure she was really just trolling with like the ASMR comment, but without a doubt, when it comes to like the obesity, I'm 100% sure to this day that she thought back then it was like a variation of like OCD or some shit. But then when she found out what obesity was, she really tried to play it off like, oh, I know what it was. Like, no, back then you had no idea what that meant. You really thought it was a variation on like an OCD disorder.
Hold on. I need to tell my friend that I'm actually. I know, that's the point. Baby, that's the point.
This does kind of annoy me because I do also live stream. I do like live streams like 1 to 2 hours of gameplay and stuff like that. I will turn off my phone and I will let everyone know beforehand, hey, I'm live streaming for like an hour or two. I'll call you back afterwards, unless it's like emergency, like don't call me, leave me a message or something like that, and I'll get to you as back like as soon as possible. Like, I think it's rude. Even if I have like 1 or 2 people on live stream, I'm there to entertain people, not to, you know, gawk at my phone. Be respectful, Jesus Christ.
What flavor am I?
Oh, hell no. I don't care who the hell you are. You snap on me like that, you're gonna lose your goddamn fingers.
Cheesecake. You know, cheesecake's all right. Like, it's.
For the love of Christ, please do not ruin cheesecake for me. I love cheesecake and I don't want to associate that with what Amber tastes like.
No, we didn't get cheesecake we did not get cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory. We also didn't even get an appetizer, which actually shocked me because whenever I go to the Cheesecake Factory, I'm all about that app. I'm all about that app. But we didn't get one. I just realized that. When was the last? We did try the ranch. Yes. When was the last time I had orange chicken? I actually had it today. I'm not even lying. I had the Panda Express.
Alright, just to interject myself for a little bit, I have not really eaten fast food in over a year, primarily because I'm on a diet and I'm losing weight. But I recently there's this place that does really good Korean fried chicken, and they have like variations, and they have like this one particular garlic soy, and I used to have it all the time, and I haven't had it over a year, like a year and a half now, and I had it a couple days ago because I was honestly feeling sick, so I got someone to go pick some up for me. And God, I missed it so much. It was amazing.
You guys, I'm losing weight type deal. You have 3 bodies in 1 year. Too much casual sex. I am, well, no. I've had phone sex with a few people. I'm not gonna lie. In the last year, I've had phone sex with a few people. Why am I saying this right now?
I mean, I don't know. Like 3 people in a year isn't really that bad. I mean, I know people who really do it with 2, 3, 4 people a weekly basis, and that's more frightening than really a year.
But I've only had real sex with 1. What is that? 1. This is 1. This stands for 1, folks.
Actually, Amber, that hand sign is something completely different, and I mean, if you know, you know, but that particular hand sign is meant for something else, not signifying 2 people.
I know. It's fine. You can give it to me. Give it to me, baby. Okay.
I just want you guys to know that I am sitting here on my days off with my free time, listening to a woman talk about whether or not she gives or receives. I could be playing Liza P right now. I recently bought it on sale for half price, and I could be playing an amazing game right now, but I'm listening to a 500-pound woman talk about giving and receiving. What am I doing with my life?
You're saying it because you're so quirky and not a 33-year-old with a 14-year-old's brain. Trauma.
No, Amber, it has nothing to do with trauma because plenty of people have trauma and don't act the way that you do. It's completely on the fact that you rely on other people and have never had to be self-sufficient. That's why you never grow up. It's because everyone else is willing to do the work for you.
I sound like a narcissist. I am. See, that's also confusing because sometimes I do question, like, is loving yourself narcissistic or should you love yourself? Like, I don't know. Maybe I am a narcissist. You know, you guys know my username on the good old.
The difference between self-love, confidence, and respect in comparison to narcissism is the level at which one, perceive those things. If you perceive yourself at the same level as everyone else and you give yourself the same level of self-respect and empathy you give to other people, then no, you're not a narcissist. When you perceive yourself to be higher than everyone else and you essentially create this perfect idolization of yourself in comparison to everyone else and you believe people are beneath you, that is when you cross over into the idea of narcissism, or at least grandiose narcissism. There is different versions of narcissists, and like Amber switches between 2 particular types, which are usually the main types, which is like grandiose, and then I believe it's like covert narcissist, which is more so someone who isn't vulnerable but pretends to be vulnerable and places the blame on everyone else in order to, take justification off themselves. And so that's why people perceive Amber to be a narcissist, is because either she has basically a grandiose version of herself or a perceived version of self which is above everyone else, and her skills or faults that aren't really matching up to that, perceived standard is everyone else's fault. It's not really her fault. She can't really see the faults in the relationship. She can't see the faults in herself, but she can see the faults in everyone else. And everyone else has those faults, but she can't see those things in herself. That's why people perceive Amber to be a narcissist. That being said, Amber will only ever really take fault or blame when someone else is in the line of fire. So she will sort of do it in a way of trying to martyrize herself, like, oh, I'm taking the anger of other people and placing it on myself, and I'll accept accountability for my actions to really stop that person potentially leaving her. That is really the only time she ever has some sort of self-reflection. But even then, it's not self-reflection because she's not even really doing it for herself. She's doing it for someone else, and she's martyrizing herself. So it's not even really self-reflection at all.
What's it called? Instagram used to be narcissistic goddess. So if I'm a narcissist, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't choose that life. You do know Zachary Michael does in fact drive. Okay, I support it. I love that for him.
I mean, yeah, she is right. Most people don't choose to have a disorder or a disability or whatever it may be that causes these type of negative traits to appear. But just because you don't ask for it doesn't mean it's not your job to manage it. Like, you can't just allow it to happen and to allow it to affect other people simply because you didn't ask for it in the first place. Our job as people who have some sort of disorder or disability or something is to manage it so that way it doesn't affect us or our quality of life, and it doesn't leak onto other people and affect their quality of life. We are responsible for our issues, and we should not allow it to burden others simply because we didn't choose to have it in the first place. Within reason, of course. Like, some people are too far gone to the point where they're not able to control it, and I'm not trying to hold them people accountable. Sometimes people need help and they need to be placed in certain places where they can be cared for, or they need to be cared for by their own family members and friends. Completely understandable. I'm not pointing at those people and trying to criticize them. There are some people that are beyond able to help themselves and they need that help. And if someone is willing to actually help them, that is amazing. And, truly respect that. I'm not trying to hold them accountable, so please do not get me wrong. I'm simply saying people within their own control, they can control themselves and not affect other people.
You need to move to LA. You're giving Trisha Paytas energy right now. Like, be that girl. We all love a scandal. This isn't a scandal. This isn't a scandal. I'm in a relationship and I'm happy. That's not a scandal. Is that a scandal type deal?
I wish the West as a whole would stop really glorifying stupidity, because we are really raising up the worst parts of society, and that's why everything is going to shit in the way it is. Like, there are so many good people that are overlooked on a daily basis that could be raised up as the idea and standard we should strive for, and yet we have people getting famous for doing the worst shit imaginable and still continuing to really have that fame, or some of the stupidest shit imaginable and continuing to fame. Like, why do we do that as a whole? And we wonder why people are influenced by them and continue to do the things that they do. Like, stop making stupid people famous for stupid shit.
Can you shout out to my hubby, Abden? He's a hater, but I'm an baby. I live for that energy. Like, how does that go down? Like a hater and an baby under the same roof. You guys need to start a podcast, like, because that's everything. Like, oh my god.
And that right there is the overinflated sense of ego that people say is narcissistic. You believe that two people disagreeing or whether or not they like you or not is worth a podcast.
Truly, truly. The Amberverse having a literal body count was not on my 2024 bingo card. What does that mean?
There is two different types of body counts. There's the Charlie Sheen method, or there is the Ted Bundy method. I'm going to go with the first one because you're talking about how many people you've been with and how many people you slept with. So I think it's more so that one rather than, the Ted Bundy version.
Why am I like this? Look at the spider on the wall. Don't. Y'all.
I don't know, it's probably an Australian thing, but like freaking out over a spider is just kind of weird to me. Like, I've always been able to handle pests or rodents or like whatever it may be. Like, I can handle snakes, spiders, possums, rats, mice, doesn't really matter what it is, toads, frogs, all that type of stuff. I can just pick it up, throw it up a fence, or place it in the garden or whatever it may be. Like, it's not that big of a deal to me. But there is something that is really weird. Like, I cannot pick up something dead. I cannot go near something that is dead. The moment something is dead, I no longer can touch it. I don't know what it is. I've looked it up. I've asked about it multiple times, and most people are like, "That's actually weird." I'm the opposite, where if something is alive, I can't touch it, but if something is dead, like, I got no problem. I can just toss it away. I immediately freak out. Like, it's just like a mental block. I can't even go near something like that as soon as I find out it's dead. I don't know if it's like a phobia or something. It probably is. It has to be some sort of phobia. It's like a mental block. So, is anyone else like that, or is it just me?
They're mine. I'm just gonna sit here with my pee in my bladder.
And you wonder why you get urine infections. Jesus Christ, just go to the toilet instead of being lazy. That way, instead of holding it and potentially hurting yourself or giving yourself an infection.
It's not $2,500. It's $2,400. I need to know. The Lego was $400. Okay, let's round it up to $500. Okay. The gold, whatchamacallit, probably $50. The Pikachu like knitting thing, let's just say $30. The chocolates, let's just say $25. What else was there?
Honestly, I completely disagree with the idea that you have to give something back or you have to give like equal value money to the gift that's given to you. Like if you buy a present for someone, it is intended for that person. It is a gift for them. If you want it back because the two of you are no longer friends, well then you only did it to buy their affection in the first place, and that's more so on you than them. The only thing that I would really say that could really be taken back like as a gift would be like an engagement ring. That's more so because the two of yous are no longer engaged and yous are broken up, and it's less of a gift and more of like an item for an agreement. And that would be more so something for people to really agree to disagree with. It's more like a legal case if it really comes down to it, but I think in most cases people would really just give the ring back because they're no longer engaged to that person. And I think that's really the only thing. Like if you want a gift back because the two of you are no longer friends, that's really your issue, more so theirs.
Amber, I'm Australian, and therefore from the future, I've come back in time to tell you definitely regret this later. I promise I won't. Can we talk about the moon landing? Yes. Hold on. Let me talk about regret. I will not regret this. I have never regretted a drunk live stream. I'm not even drunk. I'm just like tipsy and chill, you know?
You may not have regretted a drunk live stream, you definitely regretted some live streams, like the one where you thought it was funny that Narcola had a heart attack. That was a clap and a half right there. And then when you were called out, you tried to double down and lie about them, saying that they were making fun of your lung, I believe it was. And if I remember correctly, I don't think they ever actually talked about that. I think it was more so in fact, I actually think she took a couple days off specifically because she didn't want to talk about your health issues.
I do have like some like allergies happening though, I think is starting. Am I Irish? I am from my dad's side.
Notice how quickly she changed the subject because she did remember something she regretted and she didn't want to bring it up, so she quickly just tried to change the subject so she could stop thinking about it and wouldn't bring it up.
Okay, so the moon landing did not happen. Astronauts are not real. The Earth might be flat. The Earth is not moving like this. It's not going at really fast speed that we all think. There's no way. What else is there?
Amber's like those people who like paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to create like a laser in order to figure out whether or not the world is like flat, and they disproved themselves and was still willing to pay more money in order to prove that it was round and that it was flat. And it's like they disproved themselves, I think it was like 3 or 4 times now, and they're still willing to put money into that program in order to prove that it was flat. And it's like, why? You've disproven yourself multiple times now. Don't you think, hundreds of thousands of dollars, even millions of dollars would be enough by now? Like, why would you think the world is flat? It just doesn't make sense. Also, even if the moon landing is fake, astronauts are real because it's an occupation in which people go out into outer space, which we have done before. Like, even if the moon landing is fake, which I don't think it is, I'm pretty sure it is very much real. Like, why would you think the occupation of being an astronaut is fake? That's just... what? I just don't understand her line of thinking, honestly.
Who's Buzz McAllister? Who's that again?
Emma, you really can't be serious, right?
$2,400. I don't know. I'm gonna find it out. I keep asking. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. I have asked a few times. I don't have a UTI. I've never had a UTI in my life, type deal.
Again, you're lying. Like, you have gone on record multiple times. I think it was especially in 2018, like 17, 18, you have gone on the record to say you had multiple UTIs, which it's not really that bad. Like, UTIs themselves can be bad left untreated, but like overall, it's not something to really be embarrassed about because a lot of people get UTIs, especially women. Like, something as trivial as changing your fabric softener can technically cause like a UTI. So it's not really something to be embarrassed about. I don't know why you would be lying about that.
Twinkie is always asleep. It's literally midnight.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be late at night. Also, she is technically an older dog now, so of course she's going to be sleeping a lot more often. And I am terrified for the future because I don't know how Amber is going to cope with her dog being gone. Because even as terrible as a person Amber is, nobody should really lose a pet because it is a very you know, animals are a very important thing, and it's incredibly sad to lose pets. I've lost multiple pets, and I still have my moments in which I still, you know, remember them, and I have, you know, just a really bad day because of it. So, you know, I'm not going to shit on Amber for, you know, feeling bad, and I want to speak about, you know, potentially your dog getting too old and dying. It's an incredibly sad thing. So, you know, I'm just hoping the dog is okay. It's, you know, safe and healthy and everything else. And when it's time to pass, or when it's time to, you know, potentially have to help it pass, you know, she is okay with that, and she can, you know, have someone to help support her.
Why are you not wearing pants? Well,
Because sometimes you just gotta let shit breathe.
that's a really good question. I don't know. I felt like I didn't want to wear them. I am in my own home, and
Alright guys, we're at about 30 minutes in, so we're going to leave it here. There's a lot more to get through, but thankfully I cut another 10 to 15 minutes out because of just the dead air or the ass kissing. But I think more so, hopefully it's only going to be 1 or 2 more episodes at most. If not, we could always just finish off with a quick, short 3rd episode or whatever it may be. But leave a comment, like, subscribe if you feel it, of course. And as always, I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.